have experienced something similar to me. So I wanted to share my experience when it happened, and then now pretty much on the other side of it. On May 6th, I found that something happened. I still don't really even know what it was, but I could not walk. I was just like, what is going on? I live alone, and so I was going from upstairs to downstairs, just like balancing on my butt to get down the stairs and to get outside. And just like this went on for so long, for months. I was so dizzy and I didn't know what was happening. A friend came over, gave me a massage, and I thought I was better. But then, bam! I mean, it just would come and go, come and go. And so my friend took me to the ER because I didn't know what was going on. And they ruled out a stroke. It's like, okay, I didn't have a stroke, but what is it? And they said, well, it could be anything. They didn't know. So I started testing, like a lot of people have told me. This one woman recently said she spent $160,000 just trying to figure out what was wrong and what she could do to get her life back. I didn't go through that much, but I did go through months of EMF testing. You know, of course, it was always outside of me, right? It must be the EMFs. And then I thought, well, maybe it's mold. I had a friend come over and she goes, your house kind of smells like mold. It wasn't mold. I had a mold guy come in. He goes, your house is fine. But it did turn out that I had mold from another place I lived years ago. So anyway, I did this whole mold protocol, right? And the biotoxin binder, all of this stuff for months. And it wasn't helping. And so they said, my health coach at pharmacy said, if the protocol isn't working, you should check out this nervous system regulation program. And I was like, what are you talking about? I am a well-adjusted person. I don't have a mental disease. And so I watched this Kathleen King from Primal Trust for about a month. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this program, blah, blah, blah. And then finally I just said, why do I keep watching her videos over and over and over? So I said, I'm going to sign up for a month. I signed up for a month, and they had these exercises that my ego was screaming, oh, brother, come on. You're doing this thing where you're following your thumb. And I thought it was quite silly, actually. But I found after a week, pretty soon, that my balance got much better. And I went from this person, I didn't even realize this so much, but I was hyper vigilant on what was gonna kill me. And so my focus was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's like, oh, this might get me, that might get me. And then by doing this eye exercise where you follow your thumb, I noticed one day I was out for a walk and I was actually seeing like the trees and so much more. And my world expanded and I felt so much better so quickly. And so I kept doing the program, August, September, October, November, December, January. It was about 5 months I've been doing it. And it's amazing. But the thing is, I kept looking for what was wrong outside of me, the mold, the EMFs, the this, the that. And here, all of a sudden, it was me not feeling safe in my own body. It just sounds so silly to me, actually. But when I look back on my whole life, that was my whole life. I was just like constantly vigilant on what was wrong, what's going to get me. And so I just wanted to share that with you in case any of you or somebody who's going through something similar. There's totally a way out. I went from, like, after 2 months, I thought, I'm going to try to drive. I mean, I I was so independent. And then all of a sudden I was asking friends, can you please get me some bananas? And so I took my car out, halfway out of the garage. I'm like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. And I remember driving one time. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that I had to stop the car. So I just stopped the car, got out on this grassy strip there, and I just laid down and I called my friend and I said, I don't know what's going on. Can you just breathe with me? And she was so sweet. She was, in a different state, so she couldn't come there, but I just laid there and we didn't do a lot of talking. That's what I'm really noticing too, is over talking and being in my mind so much. It's not good for me because I was ruminating. I was thinking about the future and the past and everything. And I just wanted to just breathe. And that's exactly what she helped me with. I was laying on the side of the road with my phone. My car's up there. And I said, just breathe with me. Just breathe with me. So she did. And then pretty soon I felt better. But it was that regulation and just like the connection of another person just being there with me. And I got in the car and drove home. And I didn't drive much for months, probably 6 months. But sometimes I would try to drive to Port Townsend, which is a windy road, because I just wanted to dance again. And I'd have to stop halfway. I mean, there were several times I just turned around. I said, I'm not going to make it. I just got to go home. And then one day I drove the whole way. And then it was just like 6 months after that happened that I finally went somewhere else. Stay overnight. It was a big deal. I used to travel all the time. I mean, I used to go, Malaysia and Egypt and all over the place. I didn't even think twice about traveling alone. So, bottom line is, if you're feeling, well, I'm not a doctor. I'm just going to share my own story. I went from feeling like, pretty cool on the outside, but inside, there was this really stressed out person. I didn't even know how stressed out I was. And now I'm just going with the rhythm of nature. I don't use artificial lights much at all in my house. And I just regulate with nature's rhythm. And I would co-regulate with the trees, just like looking out my window and just going, oh man, there is a stable being, because I'm finding too, I don't know where I look, there are a lot of people with a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress, and I could not regulate with them. There were only 2 people that I really would hang out with that I could feel like I could breathe deeply with. So that's my story. And I am, like most people say, I'm just so grateful for it, because if I would have kept going in that same trajectory, that's where illness happens. And it's just like not a good way to live. So anyway, it is from May to January, my whole life has completely changed. And if you're going through any of this, there is a way to get even better than you were before.